Hello, everyone, and welcome to our April Hope session, Self and Nature Connection Through Eco Art Therapy. I am Heidi Parker. I am your Community Initiatives Manager here at UCLA Arts and Healing. My pronouns are she, her, and I am your Zoom host today. This program is presented as part of our free Hope series, Healing Online for People Everywhere, which we created to support the resilience of our global community through social emotional arts. Each workshop offers a supportive space for connection, healing, and empowerment as we navigate the changes in our world. If you have previously attended a Hope session, welcome back. And if you are new, thank you for joining us today. We're grateful you're all here to create and learn together and grow together as a community. So today's program is in a meeting format, so please keep yourself muted until prompted otherwise. We are recording this session. However, we do pause the recording during creating and sharing, and it is shared on our YouTube channel. You are welcome to leave your cameras on as you feel comfortable, as we'd love for you to actively participate. You are also invited to use the reactions feature to support each other. And our session today is scheduled for an hour and a half, so feel free to add questions in the chat as they arise, or you can use the hand function. Before we begin, we would like to start by acknowledging the Tongva Nation, on whose land the city of Los Angeles, where we are based, rests today. We hold respect and gratitude for the Tongva people, who still consider themselves the caretakers of this land. By their example, we are reminded of our responsibility to our planet and to one another. So let's take a moment in our own way to honor the indigenous communities of past and present on whose land you are joining from today. I'd like to welcome today's presenter, Marianne Pena. She is an artist and educator born in Puerto Rico, and she holds a PhD in eco art therapy, applied eco psychology from Acame University. She is certified as an expressive arts facilitator as well. And in 2011, she founded Art for Living, a nonprofit that provided art as medicine for adults with Alzheimer's. And she is currently the owner of Heart Centered, a studio that provides eco art therapy and expressive arts facilitation for individuals and groups. She has spent her life educating others in the use of art and nature as a healing tool for stress, self-care, anxiety, and stagnation. Welcome.
Hello, welcome all. I am so happy and excited to have you here today. Like she said, my name is Marian, and I am actually in Sanford, Florida right now. I was born in Puerto Rico, but I've been living here in Florida for the past 25 years. So for our time together, before we begin, I want to make sure that you have writing tools, paper, and a plant with you, because we are going to do this interaction with a plant. Ideally, in the perfect world, we'll be outside and we could hear, but we're just going to work our magic through the computer. So to start, I am going to open our circle with lighting a candle to hold that space for us. Bringing light to our circle. So the light in me salutes the light in all of you. So let's talk a little bit about what eco art is. We can move to the next slide. Well, first, let's point out where we are before, so I can get an idea of where in the planet you are. We have quite a crowd today. And by doing so, we're going to use the annotate. So if you look on your screen on the top, probably you're going to find view options. You want to go on view options and find annotate, scroll down, and then you can pick a stamp and just kind of point out where you are. California. Look at that. We have someone in Europe. How exciting. We're all over. Thank you so much. Middle Midwest, up north, Canada, New York area, Texas. This is awesome. Right. So I'll give you a few more seconds and then up north Canada. Fantastic. Hopefully everyone got placed their spam. We got someone in Asia. Thank you so much. This is a world experience today. Very excited to have you here. So now I'm going to clear our screen. And eco art therapy, it's a psychological discipline that combines ecotherapy or nature therapy and art therapy and seeks to self-discovery, personal insight, help us with conflict resolution, and it's an inner healing through art and nature. The eco art therapy learned by in Acoma University was through the project Nature Connect, and it was developed by Dr. Teresa Sweeney. So what does eco art therapy teaches us? And this could be also eco psychology. It teaches us to respect nature, to learn how nature works, and to learn how to respect in a way not to try to conquer it. It gives us, it reconnects us with our senses, and it helps us become authentic. It also helps us understand how to use our common sense. And when we think about common sense, is our sense of verbal reasoning and the right brain, which is, or the left brain, which is sensory and mind together. So not just using your reasoning alone, but also using your gut feeling and your senses and your emotions into taking in consideration a solution to a problem. It helps us think organically, thinking like nature, noticing what the cycles of life are, and living accurately with and in the same page with nature. And it also helps us access nature's healing powers. Move on to the next one. So some of the benefits of having interaction with nature, especially if we go to an open field, it provides relaxation. It boosts our immune system because we become exposed to pheromones that trees release to communicate. They also work for us as antibacterial. So it's really healthy for our body. It helps us connect with our creativity, sells us inspiration. It provides a way to improve our self-esteem, problem solving, and cognitive skills. It truly sparks joy within ourselves. It improves our connection and the way we connect with others. And it unifies our body, mind, and spirit. It really reconnects us with our source. Whatever you believe in, it's a connection to the universe and to others. So using that tool again, these are the components that we're going to explore today. So we have sound or voice, we have meditation or metaphor, creative writing, movement, and visual arts. So I'm going to invite you to using this down. The first question is, what do you feel comfortable with or comfortable doing? And you can place a stamp on the choices that you feel comfortable with. Okay, we got metaphor, sound, visual art. Yes, creative writing, some movement, lots of visual arts, and lots of meditation. Voices. All right. So maybe now I'm going to clear it. This is fantastic. I'm going to clear it, and then what we're going to do is, ready? I'm going to clear it. Maybe you can use the X for the next one. Which ones you feel uncomfortable? Movement, visual art, sound. All right. It looks like sound is one of them. Creative writing. This gives us a good feeling. So I want to keep an open mind when we're doing this and give yourself permission to try some of these. When we do sound, it won't be too extensive that you feel uncomfortable. And because you're muted, well, no one's gonna really hear what sound comes out. So you'll be okay. Same with movement. When we're doing movement, you can feel free to turn off your camera if you wish. Or I want you to also keep in mind that movement could be movement in the mind. Movement also is in our breathing, and our organs are in constant movement. So you could do movement even by sitting down. So you could do movement by imagining as I guide you, or you can stand up and do the movement, which it will be ideally if you can, but keep in mind that movement happens in many different ways. All right, so let's clear this one. And let's move on to the next one. So the creative process and eco art. What we are going to experience today is going to be a combination of eco art therapy and expressive arts therapy. So we'll go through a check-in. We'll have a sensory experience. We'll get to spend about 20 minutes making art. We'll have movement integrated in our meditation. We have some creative writing time, reflection, and some time in small groups to share. So here are some of the guidelines that I would like you to follow, especially when we're sharing in small groups. Keep it confidential, okay? So whatever you share outside this time together with others, which we want you to share, but share your experience. Try not to share, not to share what other people share with you. Acceptance and trust. Trust the process and accept the image as it comes, even if you don't like it. Sometimes images will come and we feel awkward about them because we're not sure what they're trying to tell us. So just be acceptance of what comes. When you are a witness to somebody else's words or somebody else's image, be a witness, not an interpreter. We're not here to give a meaning to an image or give a meaning to a word. We're just here to be probably silent witnesses when the time comes. Just take it in your heart. Notice how somebody else's words or images make you feel and where you feel it in your body. And then just thank them for sharing and creating that space for them to share with you, okay? Keep your boundaries. And when we talk about boundaries, it's about boundaries with what you share, but also boundaries of doing what feels comfortable for you. You know, if movement is something that it doesn't feel comfortable, or because you can't move, your body aches, then do something that feels comfortable for you. And lastly, give of yourself the gift of time. Sometimes images will come and we don't know what they want to say right away, but maybe in a week you pick it up again and you look at it and you say, I think it's speaking to me now. So give it some time. We might start a process today that might not finish today. Maybe your image will need some work during the following days. So Give yourself that gift, okay? So now we'll move on to the next one, and hopefully everybody has a plant. If not, I have provided just an image just in case. This sunflower just sprouted out of a bird feeder, underneath a bird feeder in my neighbor's yard. So it eventually grew into this beautiful flower, and we watched it from day one and took pictures of it. So I wanted to share it because it was very special. So if you don't have a plan, then you can probably do the experience with this image. So hopefully you have your plant nearby. So as we begin our process, we're going to check in. We're going to check in with our plant. So what I would like you to invite you to do is to spend some time getting to know the plant you have. You're going to become its friend. Because this plant that you have, you probably bought it for a reason. So take some time and write down a list of all the qualities that you notice about your plant. It could be a list of adjectives if that works. So let's take a few minutes, about 5 minutes, and just write down as many adjectives as you can. You can smell it, you can touch it, you can feel its weight. Notice any patterns. I'll give you 1 more minute. Bring your list to a place where you can stop. What we're going to do now is I want you to circle 3 of those adjectives. And we are going to write a statement that says, I love this plant because, and you're going to fill in the blanks of 3 for those 3 adjectives. I love this plant because it is, in whatever adjectives you want to use that you circle. That I am statement or I love statement, we're going to save for later. I'll use it again at a later. Ready? You can thumbs up and I can see that. Everybody has a I am statement. Now I want you to think of this too. You notice that there's some words that don't sound quite right. Just leave them there. We'll use them later. So now my invitation and everything that I say today is going to be an invitation, okay? You decide if you want to partake or not. We're going to get ready to do some movement. And for this, you could either stand, you can stay seated down. I invite you to stand. If you can stand and move, that would be great. But I respect whatever decisions everybody has. So for this one, I'm going to invite you to stand. And I want you to become smaller. It could be small in your body, or it could, in your imagination, become as small as you can. You're becoming smaller and smaller, as small as an atom. Very tiny, tiny, tiny. Then imagine that you're placing yourself inside the plant. You're going to find a point to enter your plant, and you're going to move to its center. You're going to travel to its center. Now in that center, slowly move and grow very gently. You're growing larger and larger, flowing into every part of your plant. So you pretend to go into your plant and you're moving slowly, growing into each part, traveling through all the leaves, the stem, all the way out. If your plant has flowers, you have covered the entire space of that plant. Now you are it. Now you have all these qualities of this plant. You turn towards the sun. You can wilt with heat. Your roots could be moist. They could be grounded in the pot. You have become this. Notice how that feels in your body. Just take that moment, take that time. That growth that you had, find a pose that feels like your plant. Stand like a statue. What is your pose? As that pose comes, just notice how it feels in your body. And notice if there's a sound that wants to emerge. It could be a hum, it could be a sigh, it could be a musical note, it could be a scream. Allow your body to make a sound. Ready and go. One more time. Let that sound emerge. Where in your body do you feel? Just take a moment and sit with that. Where in your body do you notice and you feel that sound coming? Deep breath and release your pose if you're still holding to that pose. Sit comfortably on your seat or on your bed or on the floor, wherever you are. Find a place where you can ground your feet. You can flat. And just relax your hands on your lap or on your desk, wherever you can have your hands relaxed. And take a few deep breaths. And these breaths are just to bring ourselves to the present moment. So inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We're going to do a connecting exercise with your palms close wide. We're going to keep our eyes open for now. And bringing your plant very close to you, very close to your nose so you can breathe into it. Bring your plant close to you. And take a moment to connect and feel the earth through the sole of your feet. And ask this plant permission to be part of your learning process today. Always when we ask permission from nature to be part of their space, we recognize that we are given permission because it's a safe place for us to be. And it's a safe place for nature, for us to be there too. We're not going to be in a place where we can harm it. So now that you have your plant there with you, I want you to inhale and exhale close to your plant. Take a breath in and out close to your plant. Your breath and the earth's breath are in rhythm. Imagine that you're breathing in harmony with Mother Earth. And in your next breath, breathe into your plant. Share your breath with your plant and notice the space between you and the plant. And notice how it feels like. Notice the temperature. And notice how you feel when you're breathing close to the plant. You might notice a difference in temperature. You might notice a different smell. What do you notice? Now, allow your eyes to close. Give yourself permission to that. And allow your eyes to kind of rest and float in their space. And take a moment to become present. Inhaling and exhaling. You have moved your attention to the place where creativity happens. This is your true self. When we open our eyes, I want you to notice if there's a difference in the color of your plant. Notice its texture, its shapes, form. You lift with your hands and trace perhaps the shape of the leaves. And allow the plant to touch you, maybe on the top of your hand or the palm of your hand. Instead of you doing the touching, allow the plant to do the touching. If you can hold it in your hands and feel its weight, hold leaves in your fingers and notice its temperature. Notice any variations in their leaves or anything that's different. Any patterns, lines. All we have sense or plan, we have different senses right now, not just our sight, our touch. We use our sense of temperature and awareness and space and shape. So I'm going to invite you to reach out for your art supplies, whatever you have in front of you, your paper, and you have pencils, markers. And I want you to draw the sign of your new being. You and your plant have become one. So allow your hand to reach for any art supplies that you have that you feel attracted to. Don't question it. Maybe you pick a color that you're usually not familiar with or you don't like to use, but that's the one that needs to be used. And just begin making a mark. You don't need to know where this is going to go. Just allow your hand to move freely. It's okay not to know. We'll have about 20 minutes for art making. And we'll call you gently back when it's time to wrap up your images. So, nobody's coming this right now. We're going to play some music for you while we art make. So for your image, I want you to just bring in consideration your experience with your plant, how it felt when you grew into your plant. And if it helps to close your eyes just for a moment and notice what colors and textures your plant and you have, and allow to just let your hands start making strokes. You don't need to know where they're going to go. You don't need to know what you're drawing. Just allow with a line and follow that line and see what leads. Does that help? And I'm going to invite you to take a look at your image. If you can hold it, if it's not too wet, hold it up at arm distance or put it on the floor and look at it in a different perspective. Perhaps take it and turn it around a couple times and look at it different ways. And notice how it makes you feel. How does it, where in your body do you feel anything when you look at your image? Once you've had a chance to appreciate it and witness your image, I'm going to do some writing. And I want you to ask your image to speak to you. If your image could speak, what would it say? Ask him, what does it want to teach you? And begin writing with the prompt, I am. Maybe it wants to tell you who it is first. I am for me is a good starting point always. Is it easier to begin writing if words are not coming? See if you can write down what it says instead of what you think it says or what you say. And you're going to notice a difference because it might say something that surprises you. It might say words that it will take you, for surprise. So we're going to take about 7 minutes to do some writing in the voice of your image. Now, you remember that statement that we wrote at the beginning where I had you write, I love this plant because, and then you pick 3 words? I want you to pull that out again. Bring it back. And we are going to rewrite it. This time, we are going to change the phrase, this plant, and we are going to write the word myself. So instead of saying, I love this plant, it's going to say, I love myself. So just replace the phrase this plant for the word myself. And read the statement to yourself now. If there's words or adjectives that don't resonate with you, perhaps it's something to explore at a later time. Perhaps it's something that you might wonder, when have you been that way? If you have, it's something to explore. I love myself because I am. And take a deep breath because art can take us to very deep places. I want you to be very compassionate with yourself if you notice any emotions coming up. Heidi, if we can show the last 2 slides. So before we step out of the process, I want to share the work frame that you can follow on your own when you feel the need to reconnect. So you'll go out to a natural area and you'll bring your art supplies with you. Always seek consent to interact with nature in a natural space because that's like going to someone's house and open the refrigerator and not asking for permission. So make sure that you always ask for consent. You'll know, like I said before, that it's okay for you to be there because it's a safe place for you and it is a safe place for nature to be there. Explore any natural attractions in a non-verbal way. So use your senses to notice what are you attracted to in that moment. Create a natural inspired art piece of what you're feeling or feelingly sense while interacting with this natural attraction. And allow yourself and your art piece to speak to you. Remember, this is nonverbal language, so when you make an image, it becomes nonverbal, and then when we put words into it, we put it into our rational verbal language. So allow it to speak to you and notice what words come. Remember, this is a very enjoyable experience, and you deserve to have enjoyable experiences. And very important to share with others. I hope this doesn't stay with you, but that the experience today, you bring it back to others and take people to a park or share that experience with others and teach others how to reconnect with nature. Can I get the next one? So we did, in a way, what we call sepmaratsi. We sense, we enjoy, we validate it, we match with our body, We resonated with color and lines. We appreciated. We trusted the process. And now we celebrate because we got it done. And we hopefully learned something from it. Thank you. Now, as we step out of the process and we're going to open it for your comments, I ask you to, if you want to share what you learned about this experience, what surprised you, what inspired you, perhaps it invites you to take action in some way. So it's open for your comments. I hear your voice.
I just I'm grateful for this space and to not only to connect with nature together, but to connect with each other. And I really appreciated that all of our experiences were different and where we connected and where it took us was different. And that was a beautiful thing because it also centered the diversity not only in our external but in our internal,
Mhm.
and in a way that we can connect in an internal way. So thank you.
Thank you, Monica.
Marianne, there's some comments in the chat as well.
So we have enjoyable process with new voice. Give me room. This was very nourishing. Thank you. You are most welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for today. For this time. Thank you.
I'll just say gratitude for leading us through this just eco-centered hope session and for everyone for spending part of your day with us today. We do have some of our upcoming sessions listed on this slide, and they're all on our website as well. So you'll see the next couple of hope sessions are listed here. I did put in the chat our brief survey, and you'll also receive that in your follow-up email today. That feedback just really helps us ensure that we're continuing to best serve all of you and our Hope community. So please let us know what topics you're interested in, and any sessions that you'd like to see in the future. I hope you all have a wonderful Earth Day weekend, and I look forward to seeing you at a future Hope workshop. And I think we probably have a few minutes if anybody wants to stay on for any other questions or last comments.
Thank you. Thank you all for showing up, for giving yourself this gift of time. Truly, I am truly thankful. Thank you.